Oh, it's fun, crazy. It's painful, but it's wonderful. What is the name?
It's Reusse Unchained.
All right, we have a juicy report here to throw at you, Mr. Reusse, from The Athletic. So 2 paragraphs here quick. Byron Buxton told anyone who would listen at the All-Star game that he's a Twin for life, not going to waive the no-trade clause. I am a Twin. However, a major league source indicated this week that Buxton wants to play for a winner and may reconsider his stance if the Twins continue breaking up their roster by potentially trading Joe Ryan or Pablo Lopez.
Okay, because if he wants to play for a winner and they're going to trade Joe Ryan or especially Joe Ryan, he's going to have to go someplace else. Now, here's the problem. As good as he was last year, the best Twins player by 100 miles, is there really a big market for Byron Buxton because of his health problems? I mean, are you going to get 140, 135 games out of him again? I don't think you can get his value to you. But that being said, why don't these idiots tell us what plans they have? Why don't they can just let everybody go to MLB trade rumors? I don't even know what's that source. Where's that come from? Is it got any kind of a reliable source or what?
What,
Is it?
MLB trade rumors?
Trade rumors?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just
It's like an aggregate.
they aggregate credible reports. Yeah.
Well, but their credible report today or yesterday, whenever I read it, had them down to 92 million by trading Ryan, trading Lopez. Well, if they trade Buxton, they'd be down to 75 million. Why don't they tell the people, give the people some hint as what they plan to do? Do they think they're fooling all of baseball? They don't want the word to get out that they want to trade Joe Ryan or something. They're not fooling anybody, but their own fans who they are just allowing to become angrier and angrier every time this crapola gets out there. Say something, you morons. It's unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever been more disappointed in a local executive than Derek Falvey. I had big hopes for him. He seemed like a bright guy, and now he's just sitting there like a stiff in a corner and letting everybody just hack him like crazy. And are you really bringing in Derek Shelton, a 55-year-old manager, and saying, "Hey, Derek, you had fun in Pittsburgh being rotten all those years, but at least you had Paul Skeens. Now you can come in here and be even worse. What do you think? Won't this be fun?"
Well,
I don't know.
Pat, don't forget the Star Tribune reporting yesterday that there were 80 candidates, that they started with 80 candidates,
yes.
and landed on Derek Shelton.
And here's my favorite part. They had 6-hour Zoom calls.
Yeah.
Fly the guy in to meet you cheap bastards.
I mean, when you got 80 candidates, it's expensive to fly a lot of guys in,
but
Pat.
I think they only did. I think they only did simulated games with in 6-hour Zoom calls with 7, right?
Okay. They should have done like a Hunger Games style game with all 80 of them.
Yes, it's unbelievable. 80. Boy, were we supposed to be impressed when they told Bobby that they had 80 names? You know, if you have, how many do you think Milwaukee had when they selected two-time manager of the year Pat Murphy had to replace Gary Cosell? 1, because they knew he was the guy they wanted. You know what is going on here? What is there? I've thought
So
that
bad.
the criticism has been over the top, right? That it's just crazy but it's not. It's just a cluster of all time. I mean, they were more smoothly run when we had Calvin going down to Wasegas drinking Dubonnet. They weren't in as much trouble here and getting loaded and making his comments. they weren't as much trouble then as they are now. It's just incredible to me, and Joe Pohlad, who's supposedly what are we calling him? The executive chair, by the way. Don't call him a chairman. That'd be terrible. He's a chair, but the executive chair hides in the back room hides in the back of the room when they're announcing the new manager last week. So I don't know.
I mean,
I loved how at the Rocco firing presser that we will not comment on what we're looking for in a manager. We don't want to tip our hands. And then we had 80 candidates. We're taking them to Porzana for dinner.
Yeah.
We have simulated Zoom chats going on with people of the front office.
How about having simulated games and let's seen what their strategy was going to be? They would have them show them. Did they show them the whole game or plays or what? But who paid the Zoom bill here? What's Zoom cost? I don't know what it costs. It's
I feel like the fact that you had when I hear 80 candidates and I hear you're putting credible baseball people that legitimately are supposedly candidates to be a manager in the major leagues through simulations. I think I think that says a lot about how bad the leadership is. Calvi and Joe Pohlad.
You're bringing in Shelton. You don't have to have him manage a simulated game. Look at one of the 1,000 games that he managed. Look at every game he managed that Paul Skeens didn't pitch, okay? Because that's got nothing to do with what you're going to be. But everything when's the last time they made a good move? When's the last time they did something to make people you say, well, maybe. I mean, they won 13 in a row. I guess they won 13 in a row. That was the last time.
By the way? That's crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Brought back Carlos.
When they brought back Carlos, but that turned out to be a terrible move.
No, I know, but people were excited by it.
Like
when's the last time that fans were? I mean, fans think they're complete idiots now, and fans might not be wrong.
Well, what happened? What happened to? I mean, first of all, Boris made him take Correa back because they had the $200 million offer out there saying, how low can we keep this to make sure that they don't take it? Yeah. And then they should sue that orthopede who bounced Correa out of the Mets and the Giants because that mean they had to take him back for $200 million. And I don't. What are they going to do? I can't imagine what is MLB going to bail them out on the TV money or not? Because they're not going to sell 28 Twins TVs next year. They're not going to, nobody's going to subscribe to that. And of course, they never had the guts to tell us how many people subscribe to it this year.
Here's the thing: they know that in a year from now there's going to be a work stoppage, and they also know that there's nothing they can really do between now and the start of this season to make themselves viable contenders that fans are going to buy a much. There's nothing they can do to spike interest to get 2 million fans in the building again, or to spike. So okay, if we can't build all the goodwill back and get all the business coming back in, what can we do? Well, you could tear it down even more.
Yeah, yes, that's you're right. You're probably making a good point. But they have the same schedule, this same terrible schedule this year that in coming up that they had last year. I mean, a lot of April games. The Yankees here in the middle of September. Very few warm weather games. Some of those crowds in April are going to be fantastic, aren't they? They're going to have 2,200 people there. It's going to look like a popular high school. It's going to look like Maple Grove playing Eastridge, for goodness sake.
You can close down the top two decks if you want. I think you can fit all the fans right in that lower deck there.
Yeah, we got to keep the Legends Club open. But, the third deck next year permanently closed.
Just lop it off?
Huh? Yeah.
Just
it's
lop
for
it
sale.
off. Just
It's for
bang.
sale.
Well, there'd be an irony, and
Space.
if we do, we still have that big white tarp that we hung at the Metrodome for all those years. Can we get that
that's
across
The retired numbers
Or-
went up on there, right?
How
Pictures.
how can we get a used one from Tampa Bay? They got the good cheap. They might put a new one in down there. We can take the used one from Tampa Bay. That'd be fantastic. I don't know. I've been, I love baseball. I've been trying to restrain myself. We just had a great World Series, but this is driving me nuts because it's just so stupid. I mean, even if you did interview people, 80 people, or contact 80 people, I think what they're saying is they had 80 names. They couldn't have
Yeah.
talked to
But
80
why?
people.
Why do you have 80 names?
I don't
Like,
know. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Walter Alston,
Well,
Casey
they
Stengel.
Yeah, so you fire Rocco
Dead
because
guys.
he is such a central problem to the collapse the last
Oh,
2 years,
yes. Yeah.
and you don't have like a more specific honed
Yes. Yes.
idea of what you're looking for. 80 names.
Gene Mock.
That's a tremendous point. Okay, I'm going to get rid of Rocco because I can get A or B or C, but is there any alphabet in the world that's got 80 characters in it? You'd have to go to Bosnia or someplace. I can't believe it, and they. Oh, it is, and in this town right now, we'll always love the Vikings. You got the Wolves across the aisle, more popular than they've been, and you got the Wild always doing it. I mean, you're just what? Did you ever think you'd see a day when baseball was like behind the loons? It's behind the loons right now.
I mean, it's their own doing, so.
I know it is. I know it is. But what do they? You know, what they should have done is fire Rocco. They should have said, "Hey, we're gonna try to build this thing back up a little bit," instead of trying to take a scapegoat and because he got swept by the White Sox in September. Who gives a damn? Plus,
Pat, I think Phil's right. I don't think they care, and I think what we are going to find out is that the investors who are supposedly coming in are there to only pay off the debt. They're going to strip this thing down. They're going to get out of the lockout, which is inevitable now,
and then sell.
and sell. And I think it's that simple. Yeah, I don't think they give a crap about baseball at this point.
I got a question for you. Has there ever been a team on a major league roster with more left-handed hitting outfielders than left-handed pitchers? That's what I want to know. They got like 9 left-handed hitting outfielders and 2 pitchers. Mrs. Zuski or some damn guy. It's unbelievable. And then now if they trade, and Buck, let's face it, if Buck wants out, they'll have to trade him. Because if he's he's been a good citizen here, but they've been good to him too because of all the injuries. But if he wants to go to a winner, he's got to go. But you're not going to get value for him. You're not.
Who makes sense there? The Mets were the first team that came into my head. That the Mets looking to. They had to apologize to their fans. They've been splashy
for letting Alonso go.
Who's their? They haven't even have a center fielder of note. The Mets.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, they do need some. Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta's got I suppose plenty. Atlanta, that Michael Harris, they still got him. He can't hit though, right? So maybe in Atlanta, back home in Atlanta, you could get him down there, but you're not going to get much for him. It is it is they've come a long way since they were jumping around the field after beating the Blue Jays in 2023. I'd say the Blue Jays did a little better job building off of that than us. You know what? We haven't paused enough to rip them for firing David Hopkins too. Who's now going to run for Prime Minister of Canada because he did such a wonderful job as a hitting coach. What are they? I don't know. It's
Yeah. Do you think we actually kind of like the Grady Sizemore hire? I think that's kind of a fun name
well,
that was
yeah,
reported
sure, but he's
yesterday.
only going to be the first base coach.
Yeah,
Least
that's true.
least responsible. I could be a first base
I think
coach.
and
Get
I think
back!
outfield
Get
and
back!
base running. Outfield and base
Oh
running.
God, he's got a lot of work to do on base
Yeah.
running.
Yeah, yeah. Well, uh, yeah, but also he's going to be first base coach, right?
Yeah.
Did
Yep.
they see that?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Who cares? Who's going to? And they're going to that guy they had in the staff last year is going to coach third.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Whatever his name is.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
taking until Tommy
I hope he's
Walken,
good at
20
it.
Well,
years in the
Tommy just
organization.
got. Is Tommy going to coach third at Atlanta or not?
He might.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
good.
so. They got
They
a
haven't
whole
decided
bunch of
yet. According,
former.
yeah.
They have a
Oh,
whole
they
bunch of
haven't.
former
They
Cubs
have-
on staff.
I hope they don't start watching tape. Some of those guys
No, then he
get
won't be
thrown
coaching
out
third.
by 25 feet. You know, I love Tommy, but they love Tommy too. I mean, the players and everybody. But you know what? Oh God Almighty, it's unreal. Anyway, we got. What do you think? I'm on the beat the Bears wagon
Think
this
so?
week. I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it kind
I
of
think.
feels like your classic. The Bears have been riding high, and the Vikings are reeling, and it's the NFL, and so something's got to flip there. So yeah, I don't think
Okay,
you're too far
I
off.
got a question for you guys. In my own mind, I've been trying to figure this out. Have the people, have the pro McCarthy crowd been even more obnoxious than the anti than the crowd ready to write him off? Have they their ardent defense of him in the wake of all the mediocrity, has that been more obnoxious than the people saying he never has a chance, he can't play? Who's been more obnoxious here, would you say, as
Boy.
you're hearing from on Purple Daily and the like?
I mean, JJ kind of brought some of it on himself by unveiling his 9 persona. He's giving a lot of ammunition to people
Yes,
to
yes.
dunk
That
on
was
him
a
if he doesn't play well.
it was a bad week for 9 to
Yeah.
come into our lives, wasn't it? It was a bad week for that. Oh man, I don't know. How long did it take us to turn on Christian?
It was in the it was in 2013 for sure, because
Yeah.
2011 he showed some flashes.
He,
12 he
and
was
he didn't play
terrible
the
until the
first
last couple games.
2011. He didn't play the first 6 games either, right? None of them played
Yeah.
the first 6
Right.
games. So we were okay. And then 12, was he 12? Is that when they went to the playoffs?
Yeah, he
When he
was
got
pretty
hurt?
brutal, and except for the last month he played acceptably, but Peterson ran for 2,000 yards.
Yeah,
And then
that'll help.
13 we were pretty much out on Christian
Yeah.
Ponder.
Yeah, okay, we quit
When he
on him
washed
by
his hair in
then.
the CVS parking lot.
And
Yeah.
when did they finally get rid of him? Then 14 or what? When did he
Was he
get
still on the
out?
team? And he was a backup
He
in
was
14, wasn't he?
I think, yeah, I
Okay.
think it was, yeah.
Who'd we
14.
bring in? I can't remember. Who'd we bring in to play?
Well, Castle played for a little bit
Oh,
in
that's right.
Drafted
13,
Teddy.
and then Teddy got drafted.
Oh, that's right,
Hey,
Teddy.
Teddy.
Well, yeah, it's interesting thing, but yeah, that was a bad strategy there to unveil.
I don't think you'll be hearing about 9 from 9 much anymore. I believe that the kibosh was brought down on that surprise alter ego he dropped on the team.
So what? O'Connell is getting bashed like he's never gotten bashed before by this team too. His play calling, all of that. What was going on? What is the communication problem here? Are his plays too complicated? Is he asking him to do too much, to call out too many signals to fool the team on the other side, or what? What are they doing? Just
mean-
go in there and go. Let's go on 3. Come on, what the
Yeah.
hell,
They just do silent snap count at home. We don't. I mean, we're never going to know 100%, but it does feel just kind of some of the buzz that is leaking out behind the scenes that there's a lot of this is my system. This is what we do,
Okay.
and you all need to figure it out the way that I run my system.
I'm not gonna. So in other words, I'm not gonna adjust to you. You got to adjust to me, and if you can't adjust to me, then
Not
we'll
my fault.
play.
Yeah.
Max Brosmer or somebody. Anyway,
Yeah.
Well-
it's kind of a mess right now. Yeah.
yes, and the Twins. Yeah, man alive. You got me all jacked up here today trying to figure out. So.
Time to
Yeah.
write a column.
That's right.
Yeah, I think I haven't figured out. I was going to write a column about all the, the leaping to assumptions that we all do, including me. And but maybe I'll just do a tirade on the Twins instead. That'll
Yeah.
be easier. I can get one of those done in an hour. So.
You could try to predict who the 80 candidates were in a column.
That's
what
what I
that
said.
could be.
Dead guys. Dead guys. You got to have a lot of dead guys in there.
Yeah, right. Somebody should update it.
Dick
All you have to do
Williams.
is go to Baseball Reference. They know if somebody died, they know it was in within 3 days they got it on Baseball
Four
Reference.
dead guys on the list. It was only 76, so we didn't know that.
We
Right, we found out. Yeah, we didn't.
channel
we
it.
were-
Them for a
Sparky
seance.
Anderson.
We were really
Channel
high
him.
on Bobby Cox until we found out he was dead. So, unbelievable. All right, gentlemen.
Pat.
have a
All
great
righty,
day.
Pat.
See ya.
We'll see you on
Bye.
Friday. Reusse
Goodbye.
Unchained on Score North.
Connie Mack, maybe.